1400 traffic calendar for Philip Dickel.
Good afternoon, Judge. Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Chris Schlueter, reappearing on behalf of the state.
Philip Dickel.
Number 1330 kilo, number 1, and then number 2 on a 1400.
Good afternoon, Sir. J. Philip Dickel.
Yes.
Do you have any idea where we are on this one, Mr. Schlueter? I see some comments about it pending an appeal.
That's my understanding as well. In June, the case was stricken, placed on today's calendar to discuss the pending appeal. I don't have any documents in my file to indicate the defendant has filed any appeal.
Mr. Dickel, so what's going on with this?
Which case are we talking about?
Either one. Which one you want to talk about?
The infraction is still pending in the Intermediate Court of Appeals, and the criminal case was dismissed due to lack of jurisdiction.
Which criminal case you talking about?
The only one that should be on the docket for me, 3D TC-16-005744.
You're saying that was dismissed?
The ICA dismissed my appeal, sending it back down. And I have a writ of mandate right here that I'd like to provide to you, because I don't know of any
I'm going to
correct
ask you to
means
stand
of...
when you talk to the court, Mr. Dickel, if you don't mind.
I have the ADA on file, on record, from the very first day that I saw you, and it continues.
What's wrong with you? I mean, you can't stand?
I can stand, but my hamstrings have been injured for the past 16 years. I tore them, and I have a lot of scar tissue and a high proximal hamstring, and it hurts. It hurts even to sit.
I just wanted to make sure I had a reason why you were not standing. Because
I actually slouch like this too, because otherwise I'm sitting on the injury. It's right on the sit bone.
Okay, I don't have anything. Do you have something showing that the ICA dismissed your? So the tickets I think you're talking about are the driver's license and the no insurance.
That's the 3D-TC-16-005744 case, correct?
Yes. Do you have anything from them showing that it got sent back?
I didn't bring that. I thought that was incumbent on the prosecution to follow up on that.
You filed it,
I filed it, but they're the ones that are supposed to be prosecuting.
right? But it's still your game.
Well,
Because
you
of
can
the-
take my
the
word.
appeal.
They dismissed it and they brought it back down here. Or you...
Okay, I didn't get it, is the bottom line. I have nothing that shows me where it went or what happened or any of that other stuff. So
Okay.
basically, what I'm kind of inclined to do is just continue it a little bit longer. What's happening, you said the other one, the one regarding audit infractions,
Yes.
you're saying that one,
It's
there
still...
was no decision on that yet.
It's still sitting there in the ICA, correct?
I would think well, let me ask, would you like to wait until we get that one back? Because they're all out of the same incident, right?
That would actually make life a lot easier on me with the leg issues that I've got. Other
I think it
chronic
makes a
health
lot of
issues.
sense, but I'm
Well,
gonna
that's
ask you.
that's why I asked the last time I came in for a status of appeal in November to pair these up to continue these status of appeal hearings together. So if you would like to do that, we can do that. And as I said, I do have a writ of mandate that I'm required to give to you before I file with the Hawai'i Supreme Court. So I'd like to do that. And I did inquire with the traffic court clerks as to who would be considered the senior judge here, since you guys have kind of a, I don't know, musical chairs going on. It's difficult to know who the senior judge would be considered, and they didn't have a clear answer either. So otherwise I would have served this with them, because there's about 15 of you all, I think, 10 to 15, and that's a lot of paper for me to be printing as an indigent. So is it possible you can provide information to me so that I can maybe use the Jeff's system and electronically serve the rest of the judges?
I can't give you that information. You can go downstairs and try and talk to the clerks about it, but I can't give you a way how to file it electronically.
I know how to file electronically. It's just their contact information within the Jeff system to be able to send it to them, as I've been doing with the prosecution and the ICA case. What's her name? Brianne Larios. She's on the ICA case, so she's been able to access all of those files, and I presumed the judges also had access to that system and were incorporated and basically could make life easy, so I don't have to print 1,000 pages.
Let me ask you this. You know, when I look at this, looks like there was never any sort of, well, I guess you did a motion to dismiss, and looks like Judge Udovic denied your motion?
Yes, and I actually filed a motion to recuse after that, because he had indicated on the record that he had read the motion in its entirety, and then later in that same hearing, he inadvertently revealed that he actually hadn't read it at all, because there were references throughout that motion relating to pieces of evidence that I asked him about, and he said he didn't have that evidence, and that evidence was actually physically stapled to the motion to dismiss and referenced.
When did you file that request to recuse it?
That was filed in the infraction side case, and I didn't file one on the criminal side because he passed upon his own recusal there rather than having a separate judge review it for an evaluation of prejudice and bias.
Can you tell me when you filed that then? The recusal one?
The date of the recusal, give me a second, I think I have a note here with the...
I'm just trying to find it in on the list.
I know it's listed on the online system.
Yeah, because
Motion to recuse. So let's see. It would have been filed March 28th, 2017 is when it's stamped. And I have a official copy here if you'd like to see it.
No, March when?
March 28th, 2017. And it was filed in the case
Okay.
3D-TI-16-016896.
I'm under the impression then that request to recuse was denied
That's
because
correct.
Judge Udovic had the hearing 2 days after that.
That's correct.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I have it all lined up here. You never went to trial or anything then on the license and no insurance?
He set a date for trial without even arraigning me, so that's part of what's going in the writ of mandate. And, you know, he failed to arraign me, and the events in which these alleged violations occurred was November 16th, 2016, so it's been well over a year since I should have been properly served with the summons and complaint, and also arraigned. And I was curious as to what the time would be if we were looking at the time tolling, considering tolling requires.
Well, once you filed your motion to dismiss, that would have told everything.
Well, what I'm concerned with is from the beginning. Where do things start?
Where does what start? The tolling?
The alleged initiation of prosecution.
It usually starts from your appearance in court. But let me ask this then. I mean, you want to arraign him, Mr. Schlueter? I'm not sure. Did anyone even refer you to the public defenders? Looks like
The day I came in,
looks like you made your oral motion to dismiss all the way back. Looks like the first day you came back.
on the 15th of December,
Yeah.
I made the oral motion, and you made a referral to the public defender,
Right, and
which
you
I
never
declined.
You
I
never
declined. Yes, I declined, and I declined the waiver because
you-
I wanted to challenge
you-
jurisdiction.
You wouldn't sign the waiver of attorneys?
I would not waive the option of challenging jurisdiction. Correct.
I'm not discussing your waiver of challenging jurisdiction.
If I take
I'm
on
asking whether or not you signed the form waiving your right to counsel.
I did not sign that now.
Are you willing to sign it?
That's something that would interfere with my ability to challenge jurisdiction.
Okay, then I'm gonna do this at this point. I'll note that you were referred to the public defenders back in December of 2016. At that time, you expressed your want or your desire not to have representation by the public defenders, and you are not willing to fill out the waiver of counsel form. Is that, we okay with that representation?
That sounds correct.
Okay, and then today, as we sit here today, you still do not want help from the public defenders, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, then at this time, I'll find that you waived your right to counsel in these proceedings. I'm just trying to figure out how we get this stuff together. The problem I see is you went through a hearing on the matters, the infractions, but nothing occurred on the license and the no insurance.
I'm not sure what you mean by a hearing for the
You had a hearing
infraction.
on March 30th, 2017.
A motion to suppress hearing?
You had a hearing, looks like, with Judge Ludovic,
Yeah.
where the officers took the stand and all
Yeah,
that
motion
other
to suppress
stuff.
hearing.
Looks like you made a ruling.
Yes. But again, the infraction case is still sitting in the ICA, so
Right?
I don't know that that's anything we need to concern ourselves with
No, what I'm
immediately.
telling you is because that one's still up there and the other one is back down, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with that. Do you have any comment, Mr. Schlueter?
State would request a status hearing in 2 to 3 months and to see if the ICA
Do
case
you want to
is
wait
remanded.
on this other one to come down, Mr. Bickle? Or do you wanna go forward on your trial, on the license and insurance? I will tell you why I'm asking. I don't want you to think I'm trying to hide the ball or do anything else to you. Bottom line is, I noticed you're expressing your rights that you need a trial in so many months and all of these other things. I'm trying to give you that. So if you want that right, I gotta set this for trial. If you don't want that right, or you're willing to see what happens on the other one, you're willing to waive the time, then I'll just waive the time and wait to see what happens on the other one. Totally up to you.
I'm not willing to waive
Okay.
an arraignment, and I do think that possibly the most effective but time efficient thing for everybody involved would be to schedule another status of appeal hearing for the other one.
I'm not gonna schedule any
and
status if you're not willing to waive your right to have a trial within 180 days. If you're not willing to waive that right, but you still want me to kick it down 3 months down the road, that makes no sense. Because what I'd be doing is violating your
That's fine.
constitution.
Okay, I'm not going to waive the right to the trial within so many days. In
Which
fact,
is fine. I'm gonna just set it for trial, that's all.
well, I haven't been arraigned, so I don't know if you want to do the same thing as Judge Udovic, because that's something that I can.
Not a problem. You
Tag
want to
on.
rein in, Mr. Schlueter?
Sure. Second, Judge.
This is something that I believe requires a written.
No, it doesn't.
can
You have
orally
a
arraign.
citation. The citation serves as a complaint. You can be charged by citation. The only time they need to file it is because if they tend to amend it. I don't believe they're tending to amend it, so the citation is sufficient.
The
But you can file any motion you want, alleging that it's not, or I should ask. Because this is, I haven't seen this in a very long time. Did you file such a motion?
I filed a motion to dismiss based on the grounds that the police officer is not a prosecuting officer, which is
that
well
the one that
established.
got appealed and got kicked back down?
Pardon?
Is that part of your appeal that got dismissed and kicked back down?
It is. However, the appeal was dismissed based on a lack of jurisdiction. It was an interlocutory appeal. I did not know at that point in time that interlocutory appeals were supposed to go straight to the Supreme Court. And as a result of that, and the fact that the case that this relied upon, Barranca, I had to locate that. And once I located it, it was too late. I'd already made my filings with the ICA. So the ICA didn't even review the merits of any of the arguments or the evidence that I provided them with. They strictly looked at, did they have jurisdiction, or said no, and they kicked it back down.
Okay.
So that stuff is going in the writ of mandate, which I said I'm going to give to you
Don't
and
have a
the
problem
others.
with that. You wanna arraign him, or what do you wanna do, Mr. Schlueter? Because he's not gonna wait his time.
I can arraign him. Judge, on or about November 11th, 2016, Phil Bickle operated in Puna County and State of Hawaii. Phil Bickle operated or knowingly, intelligently, or voluntarily failed to operate a vehicle with a proper license under 286-102 in violation of statute. And 1 second. On or about November 11th, 2016, Phil Bickle in Puna County and State of Hawaii knowingly, intelligently, or voluntarily operated a vehicle without motor vehicle insurance in violation of Chapter 43110C104 in a violation of statute.
Mr. Bickle, your plea to that charge?
I would like to have that in the common vernacular without any
You'd like to have
legal.
what?
I would like to have that in the common vernacular rather than
Which part
described.
of it didn't you understand?
The parts that may or may not have had legal terms in there.
You lost me. He's basically charging you with driving without a license on November 11, 2016, and driving without insurance November 11, 2016. You don't understand that?
I don't understand any legal terms that he may or may not have used. I would like them in the common vernacular, which is a right that I have so that I can fully understand the alleged charges before me and knowingly make.
Which part of it don't you understand? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because when your response is he may or may not have used any legal terms, what that basically means is everything he said, I don't understand. So what
It means we're in a court of law.
Hear me out.
Okay.
So what I want is for him to speak common language, which may or may not be legal language, so may or not, I might not understand. So pretty much, it's just, I don't understand. So I'm trying to figure out which part don't you understand?
Well, if I could have the charges in front of me written, it would make it a lot easier since I have
They're on the
sleeping
citation.
problems.
Take a look, do you have a copy of the citation?
The citation does not have them in common vernacular, and it does not have a statement.
Which part of the citation don't you understand that's not in common vernacular?
I don't understand. I would like them to clarify which elements of the charges are legal terms. Let's put it that way.
You know, they don't have to do that. That's the part where I ask you, and hear me out. That's the part where I ask you whether or not you want an attorney. And then when you say, I don't want an attorney, I want to do this stuff on my own because I know what I'm doing. I know all the elements. I know how to defend all of this stuff. And I know how to do all of those things. After you make that statement, you cannot then turn around and say, whoa, wait a minute. I don't understand this stuff. That's why I try and give you an attorney, for an attorney to help you with that. So let me ask you, do you want to try, would you like an attorney now? Because if you do, I'll withdraw my earlier ruling and give you that opportunity. I want to make sure you understand what's going on.
I don't want an attorney that is a part of the bar which is openly engaged in a conspiracy to deprive me of my due process rights. I have
Which
a
attorneys
recording.
would that be? Is that just all attorneys that are part of the bar?
Do you want me to name them on the record?
Well,
Because that's going to go out to the public. I got an audio recording of one of
Mr. Bickle,
you.
I don't have a problem with that. I'm just trying to give you an attorney. You tell me if you want one, I'm going to give you one. You
I don't want anybody that's a member of the club that's attempting to deprive me of my due process
so you
rights,
don't want anyone,
which are well
hear me
documented
out,
in this writ of
hear me out.
mandate.
You don't want anyone that's licensed to practice law in the state of Hawaii.
I don't want anyone that's a member of the bar.
Okay, so you want
That's a problem.
someone to represent you that is not licensed to practice law in the state of Hawaii.
I would like to handle my own legal affairs.
I
And I
have a
would
problem
like,
with that, and that's why I already gave you that right, and I found that you waived your right to counsel. Because I referred you over a year ago, you never went, you filed all the paperwork, I tried to send you again, you didn't want to go, we're talking about it again, you still don't want somebody, so all I'm trying to tell you is you cannot take the position that I don't want anybody's help, but I don't understand anything you're saying.
my position is laid out in all of the documents that I filed so far, which include the fact that I was never given proper summons and complaint, regardless of what is being claimed about a police officer being able to bring charges in the name of the state and the people of the state of Hawaii.
Mr. Bickle,
It's
I
not allowed.
understand that.
It's
I
not allowed at
understand
all. That did not start the tolling. We've already passed the statute of limitations for when he's allowed to arraign me. That was back on the day of the alleged event. November.
Once you filed your motion to dismiss,
I don't initiate anything. They are supposed to initiate
did
prosecution.
they file the motion to dismiss or did you?
That's irrelevant.
No,
they
it's not.
they have to
No,
initiate.
it's not. It's not
They have-
irrelevant.
A comes
Who
before
filed the
B.
motion to dismiss? You or them?
A comes before B. Initiation of prosecution precedes the
Mr.
conference
Bickle, I
of
hate to be
jurisdiction
rude,
to
sir,
the
but
court.
I'm not going to continue to argue with you over this or have this.
Well, you're just ignoring my statements.
No, I'm not.
You are ignoring my statements.
No,
And you
I know
guys
what you're
are
saying.
cornered on this.
Mr. Bickle, you don't like what I'm telling you, so you're pretty much sticking to your same thing. And I'm trying to do what you want. You want to get arraigned. I asked him to arraign you. He
I would
arraigned
like to
you.
leave here today with a dismissal because prosecution failed to initiate any charges. They're the only ones authorized in the state of Hawaii to bring charges.
What do you want to do as far as the arraignment, Mr. Bickle? Let's start with that. And then I'll go back to the
too
other
late.
part.
You guys passed the statute of limitations.
Okay, then at this time, what I'll do is, I'll note your representation and the fact that you don't want to enter a plea as to the arraignment. So at this time, the court's going to enter your not guilty pleas as to the arraignment of the charges.
I object. I'm unable to plea.
I'll
plea.
with your objection, Mr.
Present me
Bickle.
with proper charges.
I don't have a problem with your objection, Mr. Bickle. You can file whatever motions you feel is appropriate. I'd be more than glad to entertain your motions. And then, you have a Rule 48 date that you're aware of, Mr. Schlueter, or how soon you want me to say?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
What is the time for a trial at this point?
You can look it up. You can.
So you guys don't even know. You don't even know that you're performing this within the valid time
You know, I'm
frame.
well aware of what the rules are, Mr. Bickle. I'm also well aware of the fact that as a judge, I cannot give people legal advice. So I cannot.
You're required to know the amount of time
I do.
that you have
I
to
do.
deal with somebody. So
I
if
do.
the amount of time is already told, then you can't set a date for me
Mr. Bickle.
for
Mr.
some sort of
Bickle,
trial.
You and I already do not agree as to the motion to dismiss. Is that correct? I even asked you who filed it. You told me it doesn't matter. They
You
got
know who
certain
filed
time
it.
to do certain things and all
Who's
that
going to
other
file it?
stuff.
Why
So
would
hang
prosecution
on.
file it?
So you and I already disagree with that, correct?
I would like to stay at the
I think
topic.
you're not going to answer that question then. You're just going to do like you've already been doing
You're-
and just move to something
You're talking
else.
about tangents.
Excuse me?
You're talking about tangents. The core central issue is, do you have jurisdiction? Did they initiate prosecution within the time that they were required to? They did not. And again, I understand with this courthouse, I'm just going to have to go above. Everybody at this courthouse does not seem to care what the legislative acts say in regards to who is mandated with the task, the duty of initiating prosecution. That's their job. The cop does not have a license to practice law. That's required along with...
Mr. Bickle, I don't
See, you're
agree
ignoring
with
me. You're ignoring me.
Excuse me?
Right there, you're ignoring me. You're not addressing that.
If you'd stop so I could speak, you would hear.
And you're going to go on a tangent.
There you go. If you stop and hear what I say, the officer has the right to summons you. He does. That is my position. You might not agree with me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But my ruling is he has the right to summons you to come to court. He has the right to issue these citations. That's why you're here. I am not going off any tangents. I'm being direct with you, sir. I try to ask you direct questions. You choose to go off on the tangent.
See, now you're flipping
I'm
it
not
on me.
going there any, Mr. Bickle.
The
Stop
rules-
already. Mr. Bickle, stop. I'm gonna set it for a trial. You can file whatever you want, and then we'll just go from there. So, if I do it on, how soon you want it? You want it like the 25th or 18th? When do you want?
18th is fine.
18th. Okay. So,
What-
Mr. Bickle, I
what
want
is
you to
the-
come back here for your trial on January 18, 2018, and that'll be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I object to this. You guys did not clarify when the time for the final date of a trial could be. So, for all I know, you just scheduled a trial without knowing the date that was the final date that you could actually have a trial. And this thing's been delayed for quite some time at this point. It's been delayed tremendously, and not by my request.
I hear you. What you can do, Mr. Bickle, is now you have an exact date. You know what a trial is going to be on.
And I
Hear
don't
me
know
out,
when the
Mr.
last
Bickle.
day
Mr.
was that you
Bickle,
guys
hear
could
me
do
out.
this.
You have an exact date. You can file whatever you want, because prior to this, there was no deadline. Now, I made a trial date. So
There
now
is a deadline.
you have an exact deadline.
There's a
You
deadline
can
for
go
them to
through it
initiate.
and figure it all out. You can file a motion. I don't have a problem with that. Showing me that it's outside of their right to have the hearing or the trial. And
guys don't even bother with reading my motions. I have Judge Freitas. You guys are just angry because I had a YouTube video go viral with Udovic caught lying on the stand and with him entering objections. And here you are completely ignoring the same issues.
I'm not going to discuss Mr.
You don't have to.
Judge Udovic's.
I'm going to allow that to go on a record, the public record too. Everybody here can hear it.
I
I had over 100, almost 150,000 hits. You guys had that whole channel pulled. I know you guys did.
Your matter's done. I'm going to ask you to leave.
Yeah, whatever.
Come back on January 18, 2018 at 2 o'clock. And then we can deal with it then. Yeah, and then we'll continue. Yeah, I'm going to give you another date, Mr. Dicko. Now, let's bring him back on that date. The infractions that you have up on appeal, I'm going to leave it on that same date. I'm not going to do anything because I got to wait for the appeal to come back down. But I don't want to end up giving you all these different dates. I just want to give you one date at a time. Are you okay with that?
You're going to do what you're going to do, so go ahead.
You tell me if you're okay with it, I'm going to leave.
Go ahead and
if
do
you're
it.
Not okay with it, Mr. Dicko, then I'll give you 2 days.
I'm not okay with this whole proceeding, but go ahead and schedule that on the same day.
You sure?
I just said it.
You're okay with that?
I'm not okay with anything going
Okay,
on
should I
here.
put it on a different date?
Put that on the same date.
Okay.
I don't agree to anything going on here, but put it on the same date.
Thank you, Mr. Pickle. We'll see you then.